Hello, and how are we doing today? My name's Tom, your neighborhood butcher, and today we're going to go over how to break down a whole top round. I'm going to show you how to make London broils, top round steaks, top round roasts, stew meat, and I'm going to show you how to make cube steak out of this top round roast. But that's not the only thing that you can make out of a top round roast, and we'll go over that as we're cutting this piece of meat. You know, you can go and find these kind of pieces of meat at your local butcher shops or your warehouse stores like your Costco's and Sam's Club. You know, you can find a whole top round. And if you see a top round sale at your local grocery store, you can always ask the butcher, hey, can I buy a whole piece of top round? And then you can make a whole host of things out of that top round, taking advantage of a sale and really save money for your family. And we're going to go over that today. I'm excited and I'm ready to get into it with you. Let's cut some meat. Let's produce a whole top round. All right, you guys, let's do it. So this is how a whole top round comes. Out of this whole top round, you can make a whole host of things. I've already mentioned a bunch of things you can make out of this, but you can also make stir fry, chop suey. You can make thin cut top round steak. This makes a wonderful beef jerky, and it really does make some excellent stew meat. This piece of meat is what I personally use to make stew meat in my meat shop when I'm cutting meat. So here we're going to peel off the cap of the top round so that we can have an actual top round. Now we're trying to cut along the edge here and just peel down the spider web. You've heard me talk about the spider web before, and that is that stringy stuff, that stringy white stuff that we're trying to cut away or cut through so that we can pull this piece of meat off of the main top round muscle. And there you go, you can see a lot of that spider web, and we're just kind of going through it now. Once you get into it, it peels away pretty easy. There's that spider web, real easy to get through that stuff. And then we're just going to pop this cap off, just like that. It's working our way down through there. It's kind of delicate right here, and you are going to get into some meat when you get to this. And then that we're going to turn into a bunch of stew meat later on. Now, we're going to, you see the lines there? That's which way the graining is going. And you can see those lines flow, and this is the area that we're going to need to take off a facing. So we figured out which way our graining was going, we took our facing, and now we're going to turn this little piece of meat here into stew meat. Remember, everything can be turned into stew meat, especially when you're dealing with the top round. Now you have a nice, beautiful facing for your potential London broil. Now we're just going to pull this piece of meat off here in just a minute, but first we're going to take a little facing so that piece of meat sits down correctly, and then we're going to take off this roast. Now right here, this is just a beautiful top round roast. Another little chunk of meat for stew meat, and mainly we're just trying to square this piece of meat up so it's just nice and even and presentable. And there you go, beautiful top round roast. Now we're going to just finish this thing out. First, we're going to cut us a London broil. Remember, London broils are 1.5 inches thick, so a nice thick piece of London broil. And then we're going to cut some nice top round steaks. Top round steaks are in that inch range. You know, there you go. Beautiful top round steak, and then we're going to take another top round steak off this. Now, after we're done taking this top round steak off, we're just going to peel this thing down. We want to start making cube steak out of this piece of meat. So we're going to take all the fat off of it so we can make some very beautiful stew meat. Cube steak. Very sorry. There you go. Just peel that fat cap off. We're just going to peel it down and make it look presentable because you want nice, lean cube steak. No fat. Basically, you want the breading and you want the seasoning that you put on this piece of meat to really shine when you're making cube steak. So there it is, it's all peeled down, and now we're just going to kind of chunk this thing up. Cut it into 1-inch strips, and then we're going to turn those 1-inch strips into pieces of meat that we can cut up into cube steak. And these are going to be phenomenal. And in my next video, I'll show you what we're going to do to make cube steak and how we run these through the tenderizer to produce cube steak. But these are the little pieces that we're going to produce cube steak out of. And there you go. I hope you found this how to break down a whole top round instructional informative. I hope you learned something, and I hope you take these skills that we went over and use them at home to save money. Save money for your family and for your friends, and impress people in your life by producing some really cool pieces of meat, and maybe a nice beef jerky, and really kind of show off your skills that you've learned today. Thank you guys for spending some time with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. Please hit the like button, like, and while you're at it, hit that free subscribe button. It's free, doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe. We're trying to reach 2,000 subscribers on this channel, and love your support. Thank you again. My name is Tom, your neighborhood butcher, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, and bye now.